Right, 5 hacks for confident street photography. Guys, if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. It literally doesn't take seconds. When I post a new video, you'll be ahead of it. It's a really big support for me as well. And also, please give this video a thumbs up, hit the like button. Remember, these are my hacks, my rules, my guidelines. So, a disclaimer, if your camera explodes or you get arrested, I'll deny all knowledge this video even ever existed. Right, number 1. Being square to the subject. I have talked about this before. Most photographers, when they're taking a photograph, street photographers, I see it on social, yeah, okay? They're kind of shooting from the side on. Their approach is kind of fearful, a little bit apprehensive, kind of snatching at the picture before, God forbid, someone sees them, someone spots them. What I want to do with my frames, I want to steer myself into being square on to the subject. You'll notice a lot of my subjects are in the center of the frame, not in the middle, but in that center third. Quite often there's a feeling then when you see a frame like that, especially as street photography, it's like, how the fuck did he get the camera there? So that's number 1. Number 2, use fear as an ally. Fear controls us in life, yeah? It definitely controls most photographers. It governs our approach, it governs how close we're gonna get, it governs whether or not when we're out on the street we're gonna ask this really cool character if we can take their portrait. I mean, listen, we do need fear, you know what I mean? We can't live without fear. We didn't have fear, we'll be walking out in the cars and getting knocked over and all of that sort of nonsense. Problem is though, we've gone too much in the other direction. It's like fear governs everything we do. We're always on our guard. Apprehensive. We need to use fear as a gauge. We need to bring fear and that movement to, like I said, to run for cover when we feel that fear. We need to bring that into our awareness. Because if we're not aware of how fear is governing our approach to photography, if we're not aware of it, i.e. we're just at the effect of it, we're on autopilot, then we don't have a choice. We only have a choice to hang in there and to push it further and to experiment, to try something different and to be a little bit more adventurous than perhaps I was the last time I was out. We can only do that when we bring fear into our awareness. We use it as a gauge, as a guide, and then we have a choice. What I invite photographers to do at my workshop is to begin to use fear, to kind of play with fear and use fear as a gauge of where you're at any given time when you're out on a shoot, and then you can begin to push it, to feel it, to stretch it, to begin to move in the direction of being fearless. Because like I said, there's this when we're not aware, there's this what happens is we're just at the effect of it, and there's this tendency to run for cover and close the hatch. So what we need to do is to hang in there, swim against the tide. You're going to see, if you can begin to take charge of this, you're going to see a shift in your images. They're going to be a lot more dynamic. It's just you're going to be operating in a totally different terrain. By the way, this isn't about sticking your head in the sand, like when you're out there and things become a little bit ropey or need I say it, like dangerous. I mean, for sure, we need to have our wits about us as street photographers. But the fact of it is, most of our fears, they're not real, they're unfounded. We're making this shit up in our heads. That's why we just need to bring awareness into play. Like, is this a real situation or am I just expecting the worst? Number 3. Treat your street photography outings as work. Fun work, yeah, but work. Be on purpose. I've spoken to many photographers over the years, especially at my workshop, and what I see is that street photographers are using photography as kind of this like relaxation therapy, out walking with their camera and they're hoping for the best. There's nothing wrong with that at all, unless you want your images to be, at the very least, good. If you're just walking around hoping for the best, then your photographs are going to be, at best, hopeful. If we're on purpose, with intention, we're bringing alertness and presence into play, we're making a stand with our work, our images are going to reflect that. They're going to be dynamic, they're going to have depth, and the degree to which you are on purpose in your approach is the degree to which your images are going to shine. 4, throw a spanner in the works. I think it's safe to say that our entire lives are pretty much governed by our habits. If you want to see what the Matrix is actually like, go on the London Underground and spend like 20 minutes on there. People are like zombies. They're like plugged into this habitual way of just living. They're like drones. That's what we're like. We're like drones. We're on autopilot. We're asleep. When we're asleep, it's because we don't like discomfort. We just don't like it. We don't like anything that upsets the status quo, that upsets the norm, that basically disrupts that habit, that habitual way of doing things. We're comfortable. We take photographs from that place, our images are, guess what? They're comfortable, they're the same as everybody else's. So we need to wake up. Well, how the do we do that, Gary? Well, if the antithesis of being awake and being vigilant and being alive, being outside of our comfort zone is comfort, then it stands to reason that discomfort is possibly a gateway to waking up, to being more creative, being alive, and dare I say it, taking great photographs. So we need to disrupt ourselves. We need to disrupt those habits. Throw a spanner in the works. I don't know, it could be you put a time constraint on, rather than just going out and hoping for the best and giving yourself an entire day to shoot. Maybe you put a time limit on that. There's a video I posted a while ago of a little challenge perhaps you can get in that's going to facilitate and support that. But that's kind of arbitrary. Maybe you shoot for 20 minutes in only one location, maybe in a busy marketplace, rather than moving from one place to the next, to the next, to the next. Again, arbitrary. Whatever you're doing to throw a spanner in the works is great. Maybe it's uncomfortable for you to ask someone if you can take their photograph, a stranger. Do it, push through, that's disrupting. You're disconnecting from the matrix when you do that, when you swim against the tide. Like I said, these are arbitrary examples, and what's uncomfortable for one person is comfortable for another person, and vice versa. You need to find your thing. When I set myself a challenge, for sure it's scary, but when I push through that barrier, on the other side of that, there's this connection. It's like all of this fear evaporates, and I wake up. When I wake up, I see more with a lot more clarity. All my senses are heightened. You take photographs from that space, guys, you're gonna blow yourself away, let alone the people who are looking at your photographs. Number 5, get into character. When I'm out on the street, I purposely shift into this role of being super confident. It's like I'm playing a role. Do I always feel confident? Not at all. Not at the outset when I'm first shooting. I can feel anything but confident. But then when I get into it, when I act like I'm confident, there's kind of like this muscle memory thing going on. Pretending I'm confident, acting like I'm confident will pretty much facilitate and nurture me feeling confident as a consequence. Most people, they don't want to do that. They want to wait to feel confident and then they'll go out and do it. We've got it all upside down. We need to put the cart before the horse. When I'm in that space, people out on the street sense that. They don't give me any aggravation. If you're interested in more of this, or like a little bit of an off the wall approach to street photography, then grab a copy of my zine guide. I'll put a link in the show notes. But if you go to lashmarcreative.com, you'll find it there. Yeah, you'll find a link. You can download a digital copy, or you can grab yourself a, where is it? Grab yourself a copy of it. And there's loads. Honestly, it's going to be like a juicy little creative Bible. Whenever you're up against it and you're not feeling inspired, you can open up a page of this randomly, and I promise you, it's going to shotgun you into action. Guys, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Remember also, I have an Instagram on @thestreetThief, but also @Lashmar_dares, where you can get in, hashtag the hell out of the of your images. I'm waffling now. Hashtag I dare to shoot, and we'll post that stuff and share your work on that Instagram portfolio, profile, whatever you want to call it. I'll love you and leave you. It's Friday today. I don't know. Probably going to be Monday when you're looking at this. Hope you had a great weekend. See you on the next one, guys. Bye.